Welcome to our weight loss Google Sheets instruction video. If you haven't purchased the sheet yet, you can find the purchase link in the description below. We have developed the Google Sheet with 3 distinct color themes, each designed to ensure the readability of all elements. You can switch between these themes based on your personal preference. The weight loss tracker includes 8 tabs. First, the Instructions tab provides detailed guidance on how to use the sheet, along with a few recommendations. The Dashboard tab offers an overview of your weight loss journey, featuring key metrics like BMI. The Weekly Tracking tab allows you to monitor your weight on a weekly basis. In the Daily Tracking tab, you can log your weight on a daily basis if you prefer. The Custom Tracking tab enables you to track your weight on random dates. The Measurements tab is where you can log measurements of various body parts. The Reminder tab helps you create and print a list of important dates and keep it on your desk. Finally, the How Calculations Are Made tab explains the methods used to perform calculations in the Google Sheet. It's a good idea to make a copy of the Google Sheet before you start. This way, you'll have a backup in case something goes wrong or if you want to start fresh later. To create a copy, click the File menu and choose Make a Copy option. A dialog box will appear. Enter a name for the sheet and click the Make a Copy button. This will create a duplicate of the sheet with the name you provided. You can close the copied sheet to keep it untouched for future use. Now, let's see each tab in detail. In the Instruction tab, you will find all the details of how to use the sheet. Each section of the sheet is explained with a screenshot. You will also find a link to see what the filled-out spreadsheet looks like. This filled-out sheet can be used as a reference at any time. Additionally, you will find a link to a tutorial video on how to use the spreadsheet, which will be helpful if you need any assistance. Move on to the Dashboard sheet. In this sheet, you will set up your weight loss plan. Go to cell D4 and double-click on it to open a calendar control. Select the starting date of your weight loss plan from the calendar. In the next cell, select the ending date. The number of weeks and days in the weight loss plan is automatically calculated. Next, select your unit for measuring weight from the drop-down menu. In the following cell, select the unit for measuring height and circumference from the drop-down menu. In the next cell, enter your initial or current weight, then enter your goal weight, the weight you want to attain through your weight loss plan. The desired weight loss is automatically calculated. In the next cell, enter your height. The height will be used to calculate body mass index and waist-to-height ratio. Finally, select the type of tracking method you want to follow during your weight loss period. There are 3 methods you can use to track your weight loss. The first method is weekly tracking. In this method, you will log your weight every week. We have a separate tab for weekly tracking. In this tab, all the dates between the starting and ending dates are automatically generated for you. The second method is daily tracking. In this method, you will log your weight every day. We have a separate tab for daily tracking. In this tab, all the dates between the starting and ending dates are generated for you. The final method is custom tracking. In this method, you can log your weight whenever you want to. We have a separate tab for custom tracking. Please make sure to use the tab based on the value selected from the tracking drop-down. On the right side of the tab, we have a table for fat distribution. If you want to track waist-to-hip ratio and waist-to-height ratio, please enter your current waist and hip circumference at the cell Q7 and Q8, respectively. With these settings, we all set to use the template. If you have selected weekly tracking from the tracking drop-down, then go to the Weekly Tracking tab. In this tab, we have a table with 9 columns. The date column values are automatically populated based on the starting and ending date. You will be using the weight and notes column. Other column values are calculated automatically. Simply enter your weight in the weight column, and other columns are calculated automatically. The weekly loss column shows the weight you have lost since the previous week. The trend column indicates how your weight loss going compared to the previous week. In the next column, you will find the total weight lost since the beginning of your weight loss plan. In the next column, you will see the total weight that still needs to be lost to reach your goal. The progress column indicates how well you are doing in your weight loss plan using a percentage value. When you achieve your goal weight, the progress will be 100%. Finally, in the notes column, you can write down your thoughts and comments. For instance, you can explain why your weight went up or down during the week. This helps you keep track of any factors that affected your progress. Move on to the Daily Tracking tab. If you have selected Daily Tracking in the Dashboard tab, you can use the Daily Tracking tab to log your weights. In the Daily Tracking tab, you will find dates automatically generated for every day since the starting date of your weight loss plan. You can log your weight in the weight column, and other parts of the tab work the same as in the weekly tracking sheet. Next, move on to the Custom Tracking tab. If you have selected Custom Tracking in the dashboard, you can use the Custom Tracking tab to log weights. In this tab, enter the date in the first column and your weight in the next column. Other parts of the tab work the same as in the weekly tracking sheet. The Measurements tab is designed to log detailed measurements of various body parts. You can enter measurements in the unit you selected on the Dashboard tab. The Date column is automatically populated based on the starting date of your weight loss plan. You can log the circumference of your chest, waist, abdomen, and hips. The measurements of your waist and hips are used to calculate your waist-to-hip ratio and waist-to-height ratio. You can also optionally log the measurements of your left and right legs and arms. The Reminders tab is designed to display important dates of your weight loss plan and remind you when to log your measurements. You can print this tab and keep it on your desk. To print the sheet, click on the print icon. In the next window, select your paper size and click the Next button. Then, select the printer and click the Print button. In the How Calculations Are Made tab, we have detailed information about how calculations are made in the sheet. Finally, moving on to the Dashboard tab. At the top of the tab, you can find your goal weight, current weight, how much weight you have lost since the beginning of the weight loss plan, and how much weight is yet to be lost to reach your goal. On the right side, you can find the values of your body mass index, waist-to-hip ratio, and waist-to-height ratio. You can see the values of these indicators at the beginning of your weight loss journey and as of today. Below that, you can find interpretations of body mass index, waist-to-hip ratio, and waist-to-height ratio. In the middle of the tab, we have a few charts to illustrate the overall progress of your plan. You can quickly find details like how many days remain to complete your weight loss plan, your progress, and how much weight needs to be lost to achieve your goal. In the top left corner, there are two tables that outline your planned and the second table displays the actual progress, including the total number of weeks since the plan started, your actual weight loss, and the actual average weight loss per week. In the middle of the tab, we have a couple of line graphs that illustrate the variations in your weight and body measurements over time. The first graph tracks changes in your weight, helping you see trends and patterns. The second graph displays variations in the measurements of key body parts, including your chest, waist, hips, and abdomen. On the left side, there is a table to list all rewards throughout your plan. Whenever you achieve the given weight loss, you can click on the checkbox to indicate that your reward is earned. At the bottom of the tab, there is a notes section to maintain all your thoughts and comments. We hope this video helps you make the most of the sheet. Thank you for watching.